I'd like to thank all of you for coming out and playing with us today in the 34th Annual Boys and Girls Club Golf Tournament. For those that don't know who we are, I am Rich Clark. I'm the director of the chairman of the golf tournament, and this is Bill Parks. He's the director of the Boys and Girls Club. First of all, we'd like to thank all our major sponsors that made it possible: Green Meadow Lumber, Westfield Bank, Westfield Electroplating, Industrial Technical Services, Meztec, the Westfield Gas and Electric, and Whip City Fiber, Polish National Credit Union, and Boise Cascade. And we had a slew of other hole sponsors. We'd like to thank everybody for participating. Also like to thank the Butcher Block for doing the barbecue at Toccoa, and also like to thank the ranch for doing this food spread they did there. We'd also like to thank Dan Burek and the staff at Toccoa Country Club for being flexible and making things work under the circumstances. I think it turned out to be a great day. And also to everybody at the ranch for coming together and making a great event there also. So what we have to do now is we're going to announce the winners of all the contests, and then Bill will give his little spiel on the Boys and Girls Club. So I'll start with the ranch. And in first place we had the team of Ray Rivera, Adam Rivera, Tom Flaherty, and Jay Queenan. And they came in with a score of 60. In second place, it was the team of George Ashley, Darren Roy, Paul Martin, and Rob, we only have the first name. They came in with a 60 also. And in third place was Jim Petoniak, Travis Trout, Jesse Arquette, and Todd Reynolds with a score of 62. The mixed men's-women's team was Joe Zazzaro, Christina Zazzaro, Seth Kilbasa, and I don't have the fourth player on that team. They had a score of 64. The long drive winner was Pat Garvey. The long drive for the women was Nancy Stolpinski. Closest to the pin on hole number 5 was Jimmy Adams at 2 feet 11 inches. Closest to the pin at number 8 was Brian Alexak at 3 feet 3 inches. Closest to the pin on number 12 was John Liptak at 7 feet 11 inches. And closest to the pin on 17 was Matt Bolio, 12 feet 3 inches. And on the last one, which was closest to the pin on hole number 10, Adam Rivera with 3 feet. So that takes care of the ranch. And at Toccoa Country Club, our first place team with a score of 58 was Jeff Hampton, Jeff Cunningham, Al Michaels, and L. Donovan. Second place, which was a tie with the first place team, but ended up having the match cards, was the team of Jeff Serrett. And in third place with a score of 59 was the team of Steve Mazza, Jeff Goss, Dave Liberty, and Marky V. Closest to the pin on the second shot at number 9 at Toccoa was the Lou Sanamo at 6 feet 6 inches. And they ended up this year, because we didn't have the shootout at Toccoa, the two teams ended up just splitting the money. So each team took home $500 this year. Closest to the pin at Toccoa on hole number 3 was Steve Mazza, 20 inches. Hole number 11 was Steve Keish at 8 feet 1 inch. Hole number 6 was James Hampton, 13 feet 2 inches. Hole number 16 is Mike Rokas, 4 feet 6 inches. Hole number 18 was Eric Brown, 8 feet 1 inches. And the long drive on number 13 for the women was Kim Nastry, and for men was Lyle Evans. And that completes all the awards and the contests. If you have not been contacted yet, you will be, or feel free to reach out to the club for your prize. And again, thank you very much, for all of you, for coming out and participating. I think we, under the circumstances, it turned out to be a great day. The weather did held off pretty well for us. We got a little wet at the end of the day, but it worked out good. And hopefully next year we'll be back to normal, first Tuesday in June for the 35th annual tournament. And at this time, Bill Parks will talk about the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay, well, thank you, Rich. I want to thank him and all the committee members that helped, even though everything was Zoom and phone calls, getting everything put together, and all the staff that helped put it. Just to let everyone know, We were able to raise a net profit of $71,200, which was phenomenal. We weren't quite sure what we were going to be able to do this year, but many of our sponsors picked up that were highlighted. You know, from the major sponsors, we had over 55 other sponsors on top of that, and our auction sponsors too. The auction was virtual this year, and it did very well in that format. Just to let you know, as I usually do each year, all the funds that we raised this year were used for the daily operation of the club. Daily right now, we're currently have over 200 kids that are doing remote learning. And also, after remote learning is done, we have club programs till 5:30 at night. We are also feeding kids, as we have since the pandemic hit. Currently, we're feeding over 300 kids a day here at the club, and we have other sites out in the city. To date, since the pandemic started, we have served 120,000 plus meals in the city of Westfield, serving kids and families. So you can see that your support of the Boys and Girls Club is reaching those most in need in the city of Westfield. So again, look for us coming up in this next in 2021 in June again for our 35th annual golf tournament. And we'll have something big to do for that anniversary of the 35th. So thank you to everybody who participated, over 236 players. You know, thank you for being able to work with the format that we did in a morning shotgun and an afternoon shotgun. And thank Rich, because he helped lead the charge on raising the money for the club and the kids we serve.
One more thing real quick, speaking of format, if you golfers wouldn't mind reaching out to us and giving us your feedback as to how you thought the format was this year. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from golfers saying that they like the split tee times, they like the speed which they played through. We've tried doing it years ago and it didn't work. It seemed to work out pretty well this year. We're just trying to come up with some options for next year to help us expedite things and make things go a little quicker, and also give us some flexibility with the amount of players we can put on the course. So any feedback would be appreciated. You can reach me directly, call Bill, call Bo, reach out to the club, and just let us know what you thought of it. Would be awesome. And again, thank you very much for your support.